Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal back here on the program. This is what we call outstanding guest work. Good to see you, Shaq. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Tell the young lady who did the promo that she didn't announce me properly.
And that is, how should you be? Should I get a pen to take this down?
No, it's only one word.
Okay.
Legend, Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, so let me make up for it again. Yes. If you want, if you don't mind, Don Bowie, take my single if you don't mind, so I can do this. Ladies and gentlemen, back on the Rich Eisen Show, legend Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, hey, Rich. Hey, man.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
What's going on? What's up, brother?
Good to see you. Oh, by the way, did you see at the bottom of your screen right there? We've chironed you properly now. It just says legend underneath you right there. That's what we got. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, any we take requests. It's basically
I know you do, brother.
Good to see you. Hey, it's really great to see you and Inside the NBA on ESPN. Obviously, we're biased because we are too. With Disney Plus and the ESPN app, but it's great. Just it's the show. I'm seeing the show. It feels like it's the same exact show that I've come to know and love, and we all have. How does it feel to you, sitting on the set there?
It feels the same. Same people in the building, the camera people, the runners, production people, TK, Fiorello, and it was nice that we can keep the guys together. You know, that was my whole thing. It would have been weird working away, not from Chuck and Kenny, but from Ernie. You know, you and Ernie have a special place in my heart. You guys are always so professional, nice to everyone, and always fair. You know, that's what I've always loved about you, sir. You may have your opinions, but you're always fair. You're never derogatory. You never show favorites, and that's why I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. That's why anytime you want me to be on your show, I will always be on your show. You know I love you. You know I love your wife. So, you know, I was more concerned about being separated from the great Ernie Johnson.
Well, first of all, I'm honored that you would consider me in the same sentence as Ernie, who's as outstanding as they come and one of the greatest human beings on planet Earth. But it just felt like, again, comfort food, you know, for me to sit down and watch Inside the NBA, certainly when, you know, the show was in peril. You know, I just didn't know what was going to happen. And it's the same show. It's the same thing. And but it's as good as ever on top of it. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I think the ESPN executives did a great job when they came and met with us. They said, we're not going to bother you. And I said, what about when Chuck talks about San Antonio women? He's like, well, we'll deal with that when it happens, but we're not going to bother you. We're not going to micromanage you guys, and you know it's pretty much going to be the same show. So, you know, shout out to Craig Berry and all the guys at TNT that fought for keeping it the same. Because I'm looking at all the other shows, they're not even close.
Well, I mean, two things.
They're not even close.
Okay.
You can't say it, but I can.
Well, you have every reason to crow about it. I mean, the Emmys are on the shelf, that's for sure. And again, the only thing that was different is that you seem to have a little bit more hitch in your giddy up. We saw a side of you in the opening show as you were trying to get up to the board that we just saw all of you. Shaq, as you couldn't, are you feeling all right? Is your hip okay? Are we good? What do you got?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Just getting older. But
okay.
I'm good, brother.
Just want to make sure that's all good there.
I am good.
Okay, good. And plus, in terms of Chuck talking about San Antonio, only thing you can talk about is they're 5-0 for the first time. I couldn't believe that stat when I heard that. I thought that they'd had to have been 5-0 under the Admiral or Duncan or any of the Pop teams, but they're 5-0 for the first time.
Listen, they're playing great. Wemby is redefining what a big man can do. Joker has already redefined what big men can do, but Wemby's taking it to a different level, dribbling between his legs, stepping back, looking like Kevin Durant. He's playing some excellent basketball right now, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the San Antonio organization.
What would your counsel to him be about a full 82 season, and what would you tell him about that?
I would tell him to pace himself. Phil Jackson, and I don't know how he did it, but the 3 years we won in a row, he would come in at times and be like, hey, sit these 2 games out. I need you to rest. No parties, No rap videos, no commercials, just rest. But when you come back, I need you to average 40. So, Phil did a great job of managing, my game time, my injury time. And he also did a great job of keeping us away from Utah. I don't know how he did it because we always had problems with Utah earlier before he got there. But
Right.
notice we never played like he rather play Sacramento and San Antonio. So he would come in that time and be like, "Hey, I need you to sit a week out," or "Hey, I need you to average 40 this week," or "Don't practice this week." So he just has to. Like if he gets, like a little freak injury and, he needs to take a week or two off and they lose 1 or 2 games, it's fine. Because if they can have some type of home court advantage, that's fine. Like it's no use in trying to go 72 and 9 and, you're playing through knick-knack injuries because you want to be as fresh as possible going into the postseason.
Now, that said, and again, we talked about inside the NBA and its greatness. There are other partners that cover the NBA, and in that regard, NBC has Michael as part of their pregame. I don't know if you heard what he had to say about load management when he was talking to Mike Tirico earlier this week, saying, I didn't need load management. I don't want load management. I want to play every single game. What's your 2 cents on that subject matter, Shaquille O'Neal?
I wanted to play every single game also, but, a lot of times I had like knick-knack injuries and, I was better served to the organization playing at a super high level. And, a lot of times when you get these knick-knack injuries, it just, kind of like slow you down a little bit. And me being slowed down, like me being a regular Shaq, was not good for anybody. But listen, you can never dispute what the greatest player of all time says. He wanted to play, and he did play a lot of those games, and his formula worked for him. But when I can get like 2 games rest and take my anti-inflammatories and then come back, like every time I came back off an injury, I was super fresh.
Shaquille O'Neal here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so before we get to also the matter at hand, you're here as a partnership with Lilly, and we'll explain about what you're doing with this this health organization. The best team in the NBA, do you think, is who right now, and will they be the best team in the NBA at the end of the season? Shaquille O'Neal.
Best team in the NBA. I still got to go with OKC. They're the champs, and they're going to continue to be the champs until somebody knocks them off. But Spurs are playing well. Denver's playing well. A lot of teams are playing. Philadelphia's playing well. But we always, you've been a fan for a long time. You always see these teams. They start off hot. I can make better. I can make a better judgment call towards the All-Star game.
Okay, but in terms of what do you think of Golden State? How they're put together this year? What do you think, Shaquille?
I love how they're playing. I trust that 5 in the playoffs more than I trust any other 5.
Is that so?
Yeah, Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, old man Al Horford.
Yes.
That experience alone is will be very important. And then you got a young guy like Kuminga who's mixing it up very well. So when it comes to the postseason and having experience and slowing the game down and always making the right critical decision, I like that lineup a lot.
And which lineup would you say the same thing about in the East? Which one would you say there?
Nobody yet. I'm still like looking at the teams and studying the teams. I don't have that much confidence in a lot of the teams yet.
What is your expectation level, Shaquille, of LeBron's season? What are you expecting from here on out?
I mean, he's expecting a Cinderella season and at least another trip to the finals. They're a little bit discombobulated right now. Austin Reeves is playing out of his mind. But I know when he comes back, he goes right back to the regular Austin Reeves. So we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully he gets back, and I would love to see him and Luka 30, 40, 45 games in a row, so we can really see what that looks like.
Okay. And do you think that winds up championship quality, or they'll have to make a move at some point? Again, I know it's early, but I'm getting you here first 2 weeks of the season. What do you think?
I mean, it'll definitely get them a 1 through 8 position, and then once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Okay, let's talk about what you're doing with Lily, Shaquille O'Neal. The campaign is called "Don't Sleep on." Is it OSA or OSA? And what are we calling it here?
OSA. First, I have to disclose that I am a Lilly spokesperson.
Okay.
And OSA stands for obstructive sleep apnea. There's a lot of people in the world that are adults, especially ones living with obesity, that have OSA. So, obstructive sleep apnea, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're gasping for air. Sometimes you're choking, you're tired during the day. I was diagnosed with moderate to severe OSA in 2011, and I was a guy that, I'm still a guy that says, I'm superhuman. Kind of gave me a treatment plan, and I didn't follow it, but now I'm following up with my doctor, and I just want people to go get checked out. I'm not a doctor, but if you're having those certain symptoms at night, you just need to go talk to your doctor and come up with a plan that's very, very comfortable for you.
If I'm not mistaken, this is what took Reggie White from us way too soon. That he had this, and he's no longer with us right now. And I'm straight up with you too, Shaq. I was diagnosed with it as well. I have a mouth guard. I use a mouth guard to try and help me sleep at night. Also, I think Susie was going to kick me out of the house if I kept snoring like I did, Shaq.
Right.
I had to take measures.
Yeah. Again, I encourage people to consult with their doctors and address questions and determine the path, that's right for them.
Okay. Shaq, I'm going to hand things off to my Philadelphia 76er colleague over here. What fan of a colleague? Who are you dressed as right now? Now?
The Diesel will know this is Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson in the house. Shaq.
Oh, hey, Mr. Randy Watson. Sexual chocolate.
They play so fine, Shaq. Don't you agree?
Yes, it is, brother. Yes, it is, brother.
So, Diesel, I'd like to talk to you about, you being the MD, the most dominant ever. Right now, I'm a Sixer fan, and we have Joel Embiid, and he currently might be the most dominant big man,
Oh, stop it.
Not counting Wemby and y'all and the Joker. But my question being, Shaq, the Sixers 4-0, they're looking real good. It's obvious that the leaders of the team are now the guards, with Maxey, the young VJ Edgecombe, even with Jared McClain when he comes back from injury. So is there any advice that you would give to Joel about, maybe taking a step back and letting the young Bulls do their things, and maybe when there's a time for him to step up and kind of assert his dominance?
I mean, that's the big question at hand. When he comes back, is he going to slow those guys down? It is a way to do both. I remember when Dominique Wilkins taught me 7 points a quarter. So, Joel will touch the ball and, he will have the ball in his hands. But, after you get your 7 points, when you got young guys like that, let him go crazy. He can get, Joel can get a lot of easy baskets if he go to the posts. If he rim runs and, just stands in the lane and, forces the referees to call 3 seconds, it is a way to do both, but a lot of times he holds the ball and pumps fake and he left and he right and he does all that. So he's going to have to make a decision. Do I hold the young boys back or do I join in on the party?
So wait a minute. Dominique told you what back in the day?
7 points.
Average 7 points a quarter, because I don't know if you remember, Rich, when I first got to the Lakers, I was trying to score 50 a half.
Uh-huh.
And I would actually, kind of, tire myself out sometimes. So he said, brother, 7 points a quarter, 7 times 4 is 28. And then you get offensive rebounds, you get a lot of drop-offs, you get lobs that'll bring you to the 30, 40 range, rather than just getting the ball every time and try to score. Because I know when I would do that, I would, Big Shot Bob and Rick Fox and, guys like that would, eventually be cold. So whenever the double came, I just tried to, keep my guys involved. But I definitely had to get my 7 points first.
Did you pick his brain, or did he just volunteer that information to you that one time? What was that?
He volunteered. Volunteered. Dominique, Isaiah, guys like that were mentors to me.
And
I remember.
Yeah, go ahead. Please.
I remember when Isaiah put me to the side one day and they said, "Hey man, you know you're gonna be the face of the league. You're gonna have to, straighten up." And I was like, "Yes, sir."
Okay. Wow. And also, you're a producer on the new Allen Iverson doc, huh? I saw you in the credits there on Prime Video.
I am. I've gotten to know him very, very well over the past couple of years, especially since retirement. And we live in a world now where people can kind of dictate your story, and I just got kind of tired of all the narratives, all the negative narratives about him. So pull him to the side one day and say, "Hey man, I would like to produce a documentary on you and tell your side of the story," because he's very, very misunderstood. But he's the nicest guy, most respectful guy, but he's also a tough-minded guy. He's going to do it his way, and I kind of feel his pain because I was going to do it my way also.
Mm-hmm. And that's on Prime Video right now. Are you sure you didn't do that because you're both Cowboys fans and you got to rally together right now, Shaquille? Are you sure about that?
I'm always be a fan of the Super Bowl champion Cowboys.
Oh,
did you see that Cowboy doc? That was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
I did see that.
That was great. Yeah, that was.
I did see that. And you see what I just did? I just checked the box because now I can get the paycheck from ESPN because we just talk Cowboys. You know what I mean? I just checked that box here, right?
And how are they doing this year? I haven't.
I'm looking at them in the standings.
Offensively, we're doing great, Diesel.
3-4-1. They're 3-4-1. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's excellent. 34-1. Man, we are so good this year. 34-1.
Boy, if you just remove one dash, it's amazing what it can do to a record. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's amazing what can be done. Shaq, man, great to see you. Love you. Love having you on.
Wait. Go ahead, Rich. I know you're respectful, but go ahead and ask me.
What am I asking you? What am I asking? What am I
asking? About the devastating news the NBA that broke. Go ahead and ask me. You can.
What's the devastating news about what? Oh, no, it's okay.
No, go ahead. Go.
Shaq has something to say. Obviously.
What? I give you the floor on. You're talking about what came out with the gambling and all that sort of business, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
You can ask me.
Okay. What do you want me to ask? Go for it. I don't know what to even ask you. Have you seen it? What's your opinion on it? I saw what you were talking about.
I mean, my opinion is that. Well, first, let me go on record and say that the NBA does a great job of trying to safeguard us from all these things. I know twice a year they come in and they cancel practice, and they talk about drugs, they talk about gambling, they talk about family, and they kind of give us the letter of the law, especially with gambling. They tell us things like, "Hey, man, don't be telling your boys or your relatives I'm not playing today," or "Don't be giving your boys information about who's doing what and who's doing what." So being involved in something like that, I think it's very embarrassing to the league. It's very embarrassing to the person. It's very embarrassing to the families. Why would you put your mother's house at risk? I don't, it doesn't make sense mathematically. You're making a lot of money a year. So how much, I don't even understand the parlays and all that, but how much can you make in a parlay? So, the fact that these names are being brought up, I just feel sorry for them and their families and their children.
Shaquille O'Neal, I appreciate the time. I think I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks because you have committed to be Susie's last guest at the USC Annenberg School and Marshall School class that she is teaching on branding and sports business. And I will see you there.
Professor O'Neal is in the house.
Professor O'Neal, yes. Professor Schuster and Professor O'Neal will be holding court that day, and I look forward to seeing you. Thanks again, Shaq. You're the best. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.